The 976th edition of the MMA Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Underdog. Underdog is hooking up new customers. Play just $5 and get $100 in bonus funds when you sign up using promo code MMA SGPN.
Howdy ho, degenerinos. Welcome to episode 976 of the MMA Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network, dedicated to Going the Distance MMA, who says, great show, huge fan of the pod. So thank you to Going the Distance MMA, who probably just commented that, so I would say his name on air, and then people will check him out. But still, well, I'll assume that it was a legit compliment. So thank you, Going the Distance MMA. Who am I? I am Jeff Bandana Fox. With me, Daniel Gummy Vreeland. We just had a heated discussion about some heavyweight slop that we're going to cover tomorrow. But we've reached the end of the UFC in 2025. Not just the end of UFC in 2025, but the end of the UFC on ESPN as of for now, for the foreseeable future. And how fitting is it that this partnership ends with a UFC fight night at the Apex, right, Gumby?
I mean, that's a little bit weird. I will say they released their first quarter schedule of next year and really reduced number of Apex cards. A lot of live shows in there. So they're going to Mexico, they're going to Houston, a lot of travel. So hopefully this Paramount one gets them out of their comfort zone a little bit. But also, like, in terms of bad Apex main events, this one's pretty good, right? Like, this one's not bad.
It's not middleweight. No, it's flyweight. Yeah. We will take a flyweight main event anytime we can get one.
And,
for sure.
And I've always said we kind of judge the fight card by its second to the top fight. Also kind of good.
Half of it is, yeah.
I don't know. Is Giga bad?
No,
he's bad or just inactive. He's just inactive.
He's past it at this point. But no, it's fine. It's fine considering what we're usually fed. But this is how relationships go with the UFC. So I hope Paramount is paying attention. They put a lot of effort in at the starting, and then by the end they've are calling it in. So, but we don't really care because we watch every UFC event and we're going to break it. We know all these fighters and we're going to tell you who's going to win the fight. So I guess we care. We would prefer to have more meaningful fights, but nonetheless, we always find something to be interested in. This card is no different. They even added a fight like a day before we recorded.
It was in the works anyway. So I know he wasn't on the fight card, but like Bobby Green was targeted, if I'm not mistaken.
Who's that?
To fight. Oh, King Green.
Who?
God, don't do
Thank
that.
You. Put some respect on his name.
It's so obnoxious.
It is.
Yes.
True.
King Green, I believe, was originally supposed to fight Jai Herbert on this card.
Oh, that would have been
which would have been fun. And the replacement they got him is not fun. So like I think they just waited a little bit too long to get him the replacement. Also, do you know this is the third ever that fight is now the third ever father-son duo in the UFC. Lance Gibson Sr. Fought at like UFC, I want to say it was 26 and 32.
Yes.
Before
if you look for Lance Gibson in Fight Pass, you'll just get his dad.
Yeah, you get some weird fights of his dad. But yeah, way back when he fought in Lake Charles, Louisiana, which is a great.
That is that is the golden age, not the golden age, but the olden days for sure. But that's tomorrow. Well, we're getting way ahead of ourselves. I guess the main card must be super exciting, right? We're talking about all the amazing fights in the main card.
I actually like the prelims a lot.
No, Canadian heavy fight card too, which is obviously right up my alley. There's 4 Canadians on the card, 3 female Canadian fighters. So we know Gumby and I will probably differ on most of those fights, but
almost all of them.
We got 7 fights to break down today. So reminder though, you can get access to all our free picks and podcasts in one convenient place, the SGPN app. Download it for free in your app store. Just type in SGPN. I even spelled it for you. All right. What we've been talking about, of course, is UFC Fight Night. Green. No, it's not green. Royval versus Cape, aka UFC Vegas 112. December the 13th, this Saturday night, 7 p.m. are the prelims. Both sides prelims in the main card are on ESPN2 and ESPN Plus, I believe, in the United States. And we're going to kick things off with the female fight because that's how the UFC rolls. One of the aforementioned Canadians is in this fight. Tereza Bledá. She's not the Canadian. She is from one of the republics, Czech Republic. Yes. So she'll have a future in Octagon if this doesn't pan out, at least, right?
She's already fought in Octagon.
Yeah, she can always go back. That's where she was a champion Octagon. That's right. Jamey-Lyn.
She won the. I think she won their
tournament and she won a title too. I think.
Okay, I know she definitely won the tournament, but I don't remember her being the title holder. But that was a while ago. So
yeah, yes. Jamey-Lyn Horth, from the nice. What am I saying? Canada, of course. 3 5-minute rounds, 125. We'll break it down by telling you about Horth first. 8-2, 3 knockouts, 2 submissions. She's never been finished in a fight. That makes her durable. 3-2 in the UFC. Lost win over her last 4. LFA champion, formerly, and a regional champ as well. Used fed at 135. Better striking stats and more active landing strikes than Bledá. She's outstruck her opponents by almost a strike a minute in the UFC, plus 0.97. And on the betting boards, plus 138. Bledá, 7-1, 2 knockouts, 2 submissions. She's been knocked out once. 1-1 in the UFC. She won her last bout after dropping her debut, but she's not fought since June of 2023. Do you know what's been going on with her, Gumby?
I don't. I do know she was booked to fight Jamey-Lyn Horth at least once during that time, but did not make it to fight week.
Something with her DNA being an abomination.
I don't think her DNA is an abomination. That's for later.
All right. 1-0 Contender Series Octagon champion, as I said, and she also won a tournament in Octagon. That was before we were covering Octagon. Now Octagon's super big time because we cover it. Used to fight at 135, 2 inches taller than Horth, 5-inch reach advantage, 11 years younger. So all that in her favor. As is the striking differential, slightly. She's at plus 1.16 in the UFC and the Contender Series, so she does outstrike her opponents. Better grappling stats as well, minus 140. And Gumby gets to kick things off for us.
I'm going underdog right out the gate.
Me too, baby.
Yeah, I like Jamey-Lyn Horth too much in this one. And the reason is really kind of simple is that, like, if you watch Tereza Bledá, like, most of her wins come by being like a bully, right? Like being a size bully, getting in the clinch, being real nasty in there, sort of ragdolling weaker opponents and stuff like that. Jamey-Lyn Horth has exceptional takedown defense, like really, really good. I want to say she stuffed. Man, I'm trying to remember the exact numbers I saw on her stuffing Miranda Maverick, but like Miranda Maverick was like, I want to say like 2-7 or something like that on takedowns. And like, granted, Miranda Maverick won that fight, but that was also Jamey-Lyn Horth on like 1 month removed from her prior fight. Like she fought in like November and December of that year or something like that. And like the
2 for 9.
2 for 9, even better. Yeah, even better. And so like, and that was, again, she had fought like a month before then, took a short notice fight against Miranda Maverick and like stuffed the bulk of her takedown. So like for me, man, that physicality is definitely going to be in her favor. Then when you add in the fact that like Bledá, you have to imagine she's going to have some timing issues when she first gets in there, being away for 2.5 years, not even just 2 years, 2.5 years it's been since she fought. I worry about that. I worry, and to have to pay favorite money on somebody who is just like kind of good at being a size bully and has been gone for 2.5 years. Of course, I'll take Jamey-Lyn Horth. I can't believe she's an underdog.
Yeah. Same with me. Basically all the same reasons as Gumby laid up there. Horth is going to be a tough fighter she's a tough fighter to fight, period, but especially coming in with ring rust, you got to think Horth's going to have a better gas tank because of that. And as he said, she's a very physical, gritty fighter, hard out to begin with. So I think this is going to be a rough, not that Bledá has really established herself in the UFC before she disappeared for a long time as well. So obviously the age gap is a bit of a concern, as is size.
Horth's not got a ton of miles though, right?
Right.
So I mean, she's older, but she's like not like a dangerous older, not like taking concussive blows to the head older.
Nope. No, so I think Horth can win a gritty fight here for sure. Kick off the prelim. So Gumby really is in on her because she's Canadian and he still picked her. So there you go. Now the next fight, Gumby. Boy, oh boy. Tape studied for these guys is fun, isn't it? Alan, AJ Frye, Guilherme Pat, 2 debuting heavyweights.
Did you get your eyes on some film for both of them?
I did for both of them. It's
okay, good
interesting. These guys are just stepping right into the UFC. It's
so I can give you a little insight, at least onto the Pat side. I'm not quite sure why they signed Frye outright. I knew his
Derek
manager
Brunson seems to have
something.
something.
Derek Brunson's got the magic touch as a manager.
He's got photos or something, some kind. He knows where the bodies are buried.
But Guilherme Pat was supposed to fight on Contender Series. He was supposed to fight Anthony Guaracio,
Right.
which wound up being Stephen Asplund instead, who we'll talk about in just a couple of fights.
Soon, yeah.
But his visa didn't come through, and as a result, I think they were just waiting until they could get his visa and they could make it right.
Yeah, and Frye's just walking right in here. But yeah, if you see the fighters they have fought, it's they fought what, a bootleg big country for Frye, and I'm trying to think.
No, Frye fought a tough finalist.
Who was that? You mean
Justin Frazier?
No. Okay, yeah, but
Justin Frazier was the finalist on Tough.
All right,
he's fresh off of a win over a tough finalist.
He's a bootleg big country. Not big country. Yeah, took him to. Yeah, anyhow, let's break down the fight. AJ Frye, Alan Frye, aka AJ Frye, former college basketball player. I found out when I listened to the Top Turtle MMA podcast. 6-0 with 6 knockouts. This is his debut regional champion. Based on their last wins, he was 11 pounds heavier than Pat, a year younger, plus 150. Kong is Pat's nickname. 5-0 with 4 knockouts. TKO win in his last bout. He's not fought though since August 2024. An inch taller, 2-inch reach advantage over Frye, minus 164. I wish I didn't have to go first here, Gumby. What to do with this fight? I guess I'm going Pat. He seems to be quicker on the feet. You would like to say he fought better competition, but really he didn't. He fought some interesting shaped gentlemen. He just seems to be more explosive and a better athlete and a better fighter overall. But this one's a toss up. This is a hard fight to handicap. So I guess I'll take Pat.
I think that's the sequel to the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. The interestingly shaped.
Okay, good, perfect title. Yes.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Guilherme Pat too.
Good.
It feels kind of bad.
I was hoping.
I interviewed AJ Frye and I really like the guy. And I think he's got some real tools too. You know, like he's
definitely athletic.
Yeah, he's super athletic.
He's not fat.
Yeah, he's not fat. He did get taken down a couple of times by Justin Frazier. That doesn't worry me so much here because Pat's a kickboxer. He's not going to try to take him down. But moving forward, it's really good that he got right back up and he has urgency and stuff like that. I do like his boxing. I just worry that boxing seems to be his forte, like what he's best at. And when I watch him and side by side with Pat, like you said, is a lot faster. He's longer. And not only is he longer, but he's better at fighting long. And I think that just leaves too many chances that AJ Frye could potentially get clipped on the way in. I've also seen Guilherme Pat fight for 15 whole minutes.
Yeah, helps.
I've not really seen AJ Frye go more than 4, or 3 or something like that. And that's good that he's finishing people quickly, but it does beg the question, is the gas tank there if he starts to run out of, if I think he's going to shoot some takedowns. I don't know that he'll get him because Guilherme Pat does frame exceptionally well up against the cage. So I think he's going to go for him, but is he just going to tire himself out in the process and then get beat up by a kickboxer? That's kind of the way I'm leaning for this one to go. So I'm with you on this one. I'm going to take Guilherme Pat.
Excellent. We are both on the same page. Now, before we move on to more, hopefully we're on the same page for. Actually, I need to differ with you a bit, or if I'm ever going to catch up with you. We haven't done the old update. I think there's still a chance. Last week, the fact that the only fight we differed on turned out to be a draw didn't help matters. I'm like $550 behind you, $580. So I doubt I'm going to catch up, but still, there's a chance perhaps. Let's tell you about Kalshi, Kalshi. We just partnered up with Kalshi, a real money prediction market legal in all 50 states. So in all 50 states, you can trade tons of markets and sports, including NFL, college football, college basketball, NBA, NHL, and more. Plus, you can even trade props like first touchdowns. Besides sports, they have tons of other markets, including politics, entertainment, even the weather. Kalshi, you can trade anything. Gumby, I think you're working on an article on this, or have you already posted your article on Kalshi?
Oh, by the time you're hearing this, you might be able to check it out over on sportsgamblingpodcast.com.
Excellent. So check it out for your plays there. New Kalshi customers get $20 when they use promo code SGPN. So it's KALSHI, promo code SGPN. And Underdog. Underdog is your home for pick-em entries where you can win up to 5,000 times your entry. Gumby's got to play for you right now.
Yeah, we're gonna go to the main event of this UFC Vegas 112 card. I absolutely positively can't believe that this is the number they put out there. What would you say for significant strikes for Brandon Royval? Now, I want to remind you, when he fought when he fought Joshua Van in a 3-round fight, he landed 215.
Yep. I'm looking. He is, let me see. I would say I would book it, put it around 120.
It is currently 84.5 significant strikes, and that to me is tomfoolery. I'm going to go with the higher than on Brandon Royval's significant strikes. That number's nuts.
Royval 215, 124, 145, 111 over his last 4 fights. So yeah,
84 and a half.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
I see this fight not being stopped quickly. So there you go. Take Gumby's play and check out this brand new offer for new customers at Underdog. Play just $5 to get $100 in bonus funds when you sign up with our code MMA SGPN. Ready for some more Canadian action? Let's do it. We have got female fighters, bantamweights, Luana Santos versus Melissa Croden. Let's tell you about Scare Croden first. She's 7-2, 6 knockouts, 1 submission, so she's finished everyone. She herself has never been finished. 1-0 in the UFC as part of a 3-fight winning streak. She's won 5 of 6. All her past 3 wins have come via TKO. She's not lost since April 2023. She's a regional champ, or was a regional champ. 3 inches taller than Santos, an inch of reach advantage, better striking stats and more active landing strikes than Santos. She outstruck her UFC debut opponent by 3.92 strikes per minute, plus 113. Santos 9-2, 1 knockout, 5 submissions. She's never been finished. 4-1 in the UFC. She's won 6 of 7, including the last bout via submission. She missed weight before at 135, so keep an eye on that. She's fight down at 125. 9 years younger than Croden. She's outstruck her opponents by 0.29 strikes per minute. She's at minus 122. So we going in a back-to-back Canadian female dogs here, Gumby, or what? It's you first.
Sorry, I was muted. I tried to answer that.
Okay.
I really did. I'm not.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with Luana Santos. I tried to get there on Croden. This is another one of me going against somebody who I've interviewed in the past and like really enjoy as a human being. I just watched the film and I think she's so much slower on the feet. And from what I could see of the grappling side of things, I think she's weaker there too. As much as I liked how she looked in her debut, right? She fought Tainara Lisboa. Yeah, she looked good against Tainara Lisboa, but so did Luana Santos, who also beat Tainara Lisboa. Yeah. And then I went back and I watched Santos fight Casey O'Neill, who's obviously that's a signature fight right there. That's a high level of competition. And really, she was doing pretty good in all the clinch exchanges. Now, she was getting brutalized on the feet by Casey O'Neill, who was much quicker than her. But, she was kind of bodying Casey O'Neill until she got, a weird takedown situation and had her back taken in the 3rd round. But, she was in a lot of advantageous positions throughout those exchanges. And for me, that's I think the difference between Casey O'Neill and the clinch right now, maybe not permanently, because I think Croden's on the way up. And where Croden is right now, I think there's just a gap there. And I think the fact that we've already seen Luana Santos kind of body somebody who might be even stronger in the clinch, might be even tougher in the clinch there, I worry about that. And then on top of that, I think she's a better striker too. I think she's quicker. She uses her jab more. Croden kind of needs the clinch to land strikes. She's more of a knees to the body in the clinch, elbows in tight kind of fighter. Whereas, there's a good chance Luana Santos can just piece her up from range with her boxing. So, I wanted to get there on Croden, but ultimately, I'm going Luana Santos here.
Yeah, I think I'm going to have to as well. I try to get, as you said, with you, I try to get Croden as well. The speed and athleticism is an issue. The age gap probably explains a lot of that. And Santos is
Croden you forget is a little bit older than you expect her to be, with the fact that she's only got 8 pro fights or whatever it is.
Yep, she is, shouldn't say a lady's name, age, but she's 34. So Santos is definitely still on the way up. She's looked good recently. As I said, she probably at the very least is faster on the feet, and she's probably a better grappler here as well. And she's actually proven herself at this level. We don't really know a heck of a lot about Croden, at least at the UFC level at this point. So
yeah, she looked good in her LFA fights for sure. I just again, it's the physicality question I'm having, because she's been, similar to kind of the first fight we were talking about. She's been kind of the bully, and it almost feels like she's walking into a position where she's going to struggle in that realm.
Yep. All right. We were locking in on Santos. Let's go to heavyweights next. Sharaf versus Stephen Asplund, both American. Tell you about Sharaf. The Smoke is 4-1 with 4 knockouts. He's been knocked out once, 0-1 in the UFC. He got TKO'd in his last bout. That was back in October 2024. Multiple regional championships on his
mantle.
Correct. Get our shirts, get our merch, sportsgamblingpockets.com/store. He used to fight down at 205. He got outstruck in his debut by 2.48 strikes per minute. He's got better grappling stats than Asplund, but we got 1 fight for each guy that we have stats for, plus 215. Concrete. Asplund, 6-1 with 5 knockouts. He's been submitted once. This is his UFC debut. Won 3 straight, all via TKO, including his win on Contender Series. 2 inches taller than Sharaf, an inch of reach advantage, 10 pounds heavier than him based on the last fights, 5 years younger. Better striking stats and 5 times more active landing strikes, because he outstruck his opponent on the Contender Series by 33.75 strikes per minute. I don't think he got hit in that fight. Minus 213 for us.
No, I think he got hit once, if I'm not mistaken, because otherwise we wouldn't be able to, well, maybe we would still have numbers, but I think he got hit once and landed. I mean, it only lasted 16 seconds. But anyway, you're first on this one. I gotta
give me Asplund.
Of course.
As he does with most heavyweights, it's going to be pace. He's just going to put a pace on Sharaf. Sharaf's not going to be able to keep up with this cardio wise. He's just going to put a beating on him. Maybe not. Yeah, he could probably finish him. TKO. I could see a ground and pound type TKO, or even a knockout. Who's to say he's a heavyweight? But
I think he could give him. We could get a TKO up against the cage from like just like successive blows. He might not even knock him down. He might just still be standing, and the ref's like, I can't keep watching you get elbowed in the dome.
His pace is too much for most heavyweights.
And look, and how did Sharaf just lose his last fight too? He got beat by Justin Tafa putting on a pace on him. You know what I mean? Like Justin Tafa tired him out in the second round and then started headhunting. Was it Justin or Junior? I don't even care. They're the same guy.
It doesn't really matter at this point.
But yeah, those kickboxers both put a pace on him, and neither of those guys is in great shape. And so I mean, Asplund, we've talked about it in the past, has some of the best pace of any regional heavyweight I've ever seen in my life. And his cardio is unbelievable. I do worry ever so slightly in this fight about Sharaf's wrestling, because I do think he has some that maybe we haven't seen too much of. But even then, I think that's probably just a path to getting tired faster. Am I wrong about that? He probably maybe takes him down once or twice, and Asplund gets back up, and then Asplund just he's gonna walk him down and do what he did to Raiden Kovacs, which is just absolutely piece him up once he backs him up against the cage. Look for the elbows. He's gonna butcher this guy. Give me concrete.
All right. Interesting fight up next at welterweight. Neil Magny, United States. Yaroslav Amosov from the Ukraine, just so I don't get complaints.
Don't say the Ukraine. You always say the Ukraine, from the Seinfeld episode.
You're allowed to say the Ukraine. Remember, I looked it up.
Did you?
Magny, yes, I did. The Haitian sensation from the United States. 31-13. 9 knockouts, 5 submissions. He's been knocked out 4 times, submitted 6 times. 24-12 in the UFC. That's quite the run here. He's won 2 straight. Before that, he lost 2 straight. Past 2 wins, both via finish. It was a robbery, his last fight, but anyhow. He's fought at 185, 3-1 in the Ultimate Fighter, 2010 pro MMA debut, 4 inches of height, 5-inch reach advantage over Amosov, plus 360. Dynamo Amosov, 28-1, 9 knockouts, 11 submissions. He's been knocked out once. This is his UFC debut. Submission win in his last bout, 8-1 in Bellator, and the champion there, RIP Bellator. Regional champ as well. He has fought at 185. Also, 2012 pro MMA debut, 6 years younger than Magny, minus 335.
Yeah, I don't know if I love it at this number, but I'm going Yaroslav Amosov. I think you got to. He is legitimately very good. And a little tiny piece of me is oh man, but he didn't look great in that Jason Jackson fight, right? Jason Jackson's the one who beat him, right? I'm he didn't look great in that Jason Jackson fight. And it's also he was at war, maybe. You know what I mean?
Literally at war?
Yeah, he came back from being at war for that fight. I think maybe we can excuse him on that one. And now he's in the UFC. I love that move for him. Really the only time he's ever really struggled was, the takedowns and aggression of Jason Jackson. that's not really Neil Magny, right? And I don't worry about Amosov's cardio. His cardio has always looked great. His takedown game looks great. I think maybe there's a path here to him subbing Neil Magny too. Like I could see that if you're trying to make that number more interesting. But yeah, I think just the wrestling, the physicality, all that comes along with that, with Yaroslav Amosov, I think it's too much for Magny. And like Magny's longer, right? Like quite a bit longer, but like I don't know that he's gonna outbox Amosov either, right? Like Amosov's just gonna crowd him, right?
Amosov's fast too on the feet. He's a fast striker.
I reminded myself with one of his old Bellator fights. I like turned it on. I was like, oh, he's like moving. Like maybe kind of a fun addition to the welterweight division, especially now that you got a wrestling champ at the top too.
Yep. I wrote an article about how Magny was a live dog, but I'm not officially taking him here. Was thinking about it because the number is so high and he's Neil Magny and he finds a way to win.
I wouldn't lock Amosov at this number by any stretch. Yeah.
No. But Amosov is solid everywhere. He's going to be faster and more athletic, I think. Good striker, and he's definitely a very, very good grappler. So hopefully the Bellator bug does not bite him since we are taking him. So, all right. We both have Amosov. Before we get you some more winning plays, tell you about No Vig, NOVIG. We're brought to you by No Vig. No Vig is America's #1 sports prediction market. No Vig, you're getting the best prices because they have reduced juice. Download the No Vig app and get $50 when you spend $5 if you use our promo code SGPN. So get in on the action with No Vig, promo code SGPN. And Rhythm, RITHMM. Rhythm has crushed NFL this season, especially on props. They've been really good at identifying when to fade players and take those unders. College basketball is up and running as well. And with 300 plus schools, Rhythm has predictions for every game, every night. It pairs nicely with the daily college experience shows with Mac, Colby, and Noah. Every game, you're prepared. Super easy to sign up, run predictions off the house model, or make your own and play with the sliders. With so many sports and holidays coming up, this makes it easy to get an elite prediction on a game. That way you can focus on other things. Do you have an elite prediction for us, Gumby?
Sure. Let's take quarterfinals of the NBA Cup tonight. I'm going to take the Lakers over the Spurs. Still no Wemby in San Antonio, which is kind of a bummer. And LeBron James seems to think this is a real trophy that matters for something, and he always really shows out for this tournament. So I'll take the Lakers by taking the game more seriously.
All right, use promo code SGPN25 when you download the Rhythm app for 25% off your first month. Download Rhythm, RITHMM, and use promo code SGPN25. All right, this fight just got made before we went to air, basically, or last night. Joanderson Brito, he is from Brazil. He was always going to fight here. Now he has a new opponent, Isaac Thomson from Australia. 3 5-minute rounds at 145. Tell you about Thomson first. 9-2, 4 knockouts, 1 submission. He's been knocked out once. This is his short notice debut, so warning bells and sirens are going off. He's won 3 straight and 7 of 8. Used to fight at 155. He's 7 years younger than Brito. 3 inches taller, an inch reach advantage, plus 280. Tuberao, Brito, Shark, 17-5-1, 7 knockouts, 8 submissions. He's been knocked out once, submitted once. 5-3 in the UFC. He's won 2 straight before that. He's lost 2 straight. Before that, he won 5 straight. Won no contender series, multiple regional championships on his
mantle.
Correct. Get a shirt, get a merch. sportsgamblingpodcast.com/store. Brito has fought at 135 and 155. 2013 pro MMA debut. Strike differential is minus 0.01, so pretty much a wash there. Minus 340. I'm taking Brito, short notice debut, and Brito is very, very dangerous fighter. But as Gumby was saying in the Discord, Thomson is a good fighter, a dangerous fighter. If you've watched tape of him, I think he said he wasn't a good grappler before, but
he was awful.
Definitely,
he was
definitely is now.
Awful. Yeah,
I've seen him doing really good work on the ground. So he's definitely a good prospect. I just think this is probably too much to jump into the UFC on this short notice against an explosive, all-around explosive guy like Brito, good on the ground and the feet.
And Brito won't bring him the type of fight he wants either. If you watch Thomson on the feet, he really wants to play the like low hands karate, taekwondo from distance point fight kind of crap. And it ultimately he's used that to set up big knockouts. He notably knocked out Larry and Douglas back in the day and had me talking about Thomson like he was a real prospect. But then he took kind of like an ugly loss via wrestling. seemed to go back to the drawing board and turn wrestling into a kind of a strength in a lot of ways. You know, he won his next fight by rear naked choke almost to like make a point, I think, and then has shown pretty good takedown defense. But I think two things with the problem with that. First of all, like I said, Joanderson Brito is not going to play patty cake with you from the outside. He's going to get in your kitchen. He's going to get in your face, and you are going to have to box this guy in like a really ugly way. And then on top of that, he's always had really great submissions and attacks in terms of his grappling. You know, you think about the win over JSP or you know, a lot of other of his fights too, just like getting after that wrestling. And again, I know that Thomson's grappling has kind of ticked up and he's even got his own offense there, but like against who? You know what I mean? Like no offense to the people he beat, but like not against Joanderson Brito, not against the guy who's looked as good as Brito has in the UFC. So I just think, like you said, the short notice nature of it all, the fact that it is not stylistically a guy who's going to let him do the things he likes. I like Joanderson Brito.
All right, Brito is the pick. Now we're to our main event of the prelims. Will it be a team ride? We got Amanda Lemos, Brazil, Jillian Robertson, Canada, 3 5-minute rounds, 115. Lemos, Amandina, little Amanda is 15-5-1, 8 knockouts, 3 submissions. Knocked out once, submitted twice, 9-5 in the UFC. Loss over her last 5. Regional champ, East fight at 135, 2014 Pro MMA debut. 2-inch reach advantage over Robertson. She's been outstruck in the UFC by 0.49 strikes per minute. She's at plus 170. The Savage, Robertson, 16-8, 3 knockouts, 9 submissions. She's been knocked out once, submitted once. 13-6 in the UFC. She's won 4 straight and 6 of 7. TKO win in her last bout. He's not lost since June 2023. Used to fight at 125. 0-1 in the Ultimate Fighter. Has missed weight before at 115. 5-4 as a pro grappler. An inch taller than Lemos, 8 years younger. Better striking and more active landing strikes than Lemos. Plus 0.0 strike differential somehow. Minus 181. Gumby.
My turn?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to end this with a dog. I'm going to take Amanda
Lemos.
I
had a feeling.
Yeah, and look, it's another one of those ones where I'm like, damn, I do love Gillian Robertson. I can't pay negative 170 on her getting this step up in competition. You know what I mean? And like, the other thing is Amanda Lemos beats the women who are the Gillian Robertson prototype, right? Like she beat Mackenzie Dern because why? Because Mackenzie Dern could not consistently take her down and force her to grapple. And who's better on the feet? Amanda Lemos or Mackenzie Dern? I've got some really bad news for the champ. It's not Mackenzie Dern, right? And like, no offense to Gillian Robertson, and this is not meant to be a slight. She's kind of Kirkland Mackenzie Dern, right? Like she's always been amazing at jiu-jitsu, not particularly awesome at takedowns, subpar in terms of striking, right? Like that's her, you know, you could line those two up and like Mackenzie Dern's just like a touch better in every single one of those markets. And she struggled with Amanda Lemos because Amanda Lemos is so damn strong for straw weight. She's good at getting herself back up to the feet and she hits like a goddamn truck. And so like, I just like trying to draw a path to victory here for Robertson. When I saw this fight announced, I was like, maybe I could draw a path to victory for Robertson. And I'm thinking like, because I'm going to get Robertson at plus 200. No, I'm getting Lemos at almost that. You know what I mean? And I don't have to like try to BS a path to victory to like the line. I already liked that side anyway. So yeah, I'm going to go with Amanda Lemos. I think it's a dog play here for me.
Okay, I'm taking Robertson.
I know you were.
She's been eating up over the hill fighters. That they keep feeding her these fighters that are probably past their prime.
Is Lemos past her prime though?
Yeah, that's the thing.
Like I'm
not. She lost to Suarez last fight, so that's not really telling you much.
Yeah,
lost to
like
Suarez
she gave up
Jandy Doba and Zhang. That's her last 3 losses. So
yeah, her last 3 losses are maybe the best 3 women in the division. And granted, Zhang is not. Maybe she is. I don't know. Is Weili Zhang in strawweight still? I don't know.
She's in the rankings that you're a part of in strawweight still, which is ridiculous. She fought at flyweight.
Yeah. You know, I don't make the rules around the rankings.
I know you don't. No, Robertson is outstruck everyone that she's fought her last 4 fights as well.
But who is it? It's like
hits harder than Rodriguez is done. Pinheiro is out of the UFC.
Waterson.
Oh, they're all out of the UFC. Waterson, Gomez, Polyana, Viana. So yeah, make me feel good. Make me feel good about my play. I'm still taking Robertson. Age is a big thing too, and she seems to be improving. Her striking is never going to be a strength. But,
she's definitely getting better in the wrestling too. I want to say that because
Mm-hmm.
I know I detracted from her wrestling just a second ago, but like it has gone up now. Granted, against some pretty terrible competition, but it's getting better.
Yep. All right. Recap. He's got Lemos, I have Robertson, and then it's a team ride. Brito, Amosov, Asplund, Santos, Pat, and Horth. All right. That's half the card. You're set. We'll be in the Discord, sportsgamblingpodcast.com/Discord, YouTube MMA Gambling Podcast, Twitter, SGPN MMA. He's at Jamey-Lyn. I'm at Jeff Fox Writer. At Jeff Fox Writer, Instagram, Substack, moneymma.substack.com. My pick'em contest is up and running there for you. Gumby has a podcast called Top Turtle. Tell the people about it.
Yeah, we got the aforementioned Stephen Asplund, the aforementioned Jamey-Lyn Horth, and Morgan Charrier, who we'll talk about tomorrow.
Nice. So check out Top Turtle. And of course, sportsgamblingpodcast.com, sportsgamblingpodcast.com/store, sportsgamblingpodcast.com/Patreon. All right. Back tomorrow. The Smoke Jeff Fox Dynamo of Vreeland. We'll talk to you then. Bye.